I guess it's not knowing tech guys again. I guess so. I'm here to give you guys a movie review, which is basically called "Who Framed Roger Rabbit," which pretty much one of the first movies that have I would say cartoon, and kind of like live action movie together. This is I don't think it is the first one. I think that there's another one out there. I think I'm not so sure. I think it might be. I think this might be the first film, with the live action with the cartoon. I haven't seen this movie in such a long time. I mean, I watched it a couple of times. I never really had a chance to make a video on it, and I never really had a chance to do it. But Who Framed Roger Rabbit? It's a classic film. It really actually is. The actors and stuff is based in the films. I may not recognize really too well or anything like that. One thing I do want to mention is basically the guy who played in the Smash Brothers. I think it's called Mario Bros. I think it's called Mario Bros. I'm not so sure. I really am not so sure because he's the guy who plays in the movie. He plays like right next to another guy. I have to go check it out what the Smash Bros. Were because I have never seen it. I never have. This is the first time I never personally never seen it. I don't think there's not going to be basically anything out there is like that could just basically be a movie for the Mario Brothers. But even though there was the Mario Brothers, but it's not live action, but it's just mainly just like a good 3D kind of movie. I think it's a really good genius movie to be honest with you and stuff like that. And one thing I want to say here is basically that I've heard rumors that people were saying that they're thinking about making a second movie of Who Framed Roger Rabbit. Now, to be honest with you, I think they should just leave it as it is, because if they're just going to make a second film, I probably would check it out, but I will be against it because the guy who played the detective in this movie, he's a legendary actor. He really actually is. I can't remember his name, but he's a legendary actor. He's very good at what he does and stuff like that. But I just don't see that being the thing, like if that's what they're really actually just gonna do, and I just don't like that, and I really don't. Some people were saying, well, like, it's probably is gonna happen, but I don't think it's not gonna happen. I really don't think so, because if they ever do it, then they're gonna have to find some really good talented people to play in for the second movie, because some of the actors probably still not around, especially Christopher Lloyd. I do believe that's his name. Yeah, Christopher Lloyd. Yeah, I think that's his name, Christopher Lloyd, who played in the Back in the Future movies. And people were asking about for a fourth movie of Back to Street, for a fourth movie of that. And then the creator of the guy who made the movies, he said no. He said no, we're not going to do it because it wouldn't make no sense to that. And a lot of people would spread a lot of hate against the guy, even though he says to blank you. I'm not gonna say that word, but I mean that's what he said to the people, because he was not really actually going to do it, because it would be impossible if they were to make a fourth film of that. I really do not want to see it happen. I really don't, and I definitely do agree with it. Now, as far as I'm concerned, like I said before, when it comes to the Roger Rabbit film, like I said before, I mean, you got really good actors based in this. Christopher Lloyd, like I said before, I don't think he's not going to return for Who Framed Roger Rabbit. I just don't think it's not going to be possible. I just don't think it really actually is. But even though if they were to announce it for a second film, like I said before, I would basically be against it, but I would check it out for myself, and just to see what's all the buzz and stuff like that. Now, when it comes to the new Looney Tunes movies, I am kind of off and on based with that, because I feel like that movie, it doesn't look like a real basic of an action, basically a very good pinnacle film of the Looney Tunes movies. I just don't see that it would basically be in my mind of basically liking it. And the one thing I have against the movie is that, basically, in my opinion, is that there's a little nudity basically into the movie. That is not something I'd rather watch based of that, because the reason why I'm saying that, because it's not something for me, and I am against that, because that's just not the Looney Tunes I used to know back then, because they never really had that kind of cliches and stuff like that basically in the movie. I would say a little nudity basically in the movie. I mean, in the cartoon, that's what I'm saying. But even though it's cartoons. I know it's just cartoons, but when it comes to going too fast, it's not something I am basically going to watch and basically stuff. And the reason why I support this film, Who Framed Roger Rabbit? I mean, it's like I said before, it's a classic. It's a good film. It's really actually is. You see some of the characters that we never actually seen before. We never seen Looney Tunes and Disney based just all together all at once and stuff like that. Now, if I also want to say this also too, Disney does not have the right of Looney Tunes because Looney Tunes is pretty much just under the umbrella basically of Warner Brothers. Warner Brothers has been having Looney Tunes for a long time, and they have some great successes and stuff. But back then when when they have tunes and stuff like that, I mean, especially like when every year around on June based on Cartoon Network, which they don't do anymore, which I'm very upset about this because they used to do June Bugs. They used to do a marathon, I think all month long. Somebody was showing June Bugs, and the reason why they did that because it shows a dedication to Bugs Bunny because he's pretty much one of the most popular cartoon characters pretty much of all time. He's not as bigger as Mickey because Mickey Mouse is pretty much much bigger than him. But even though with Roger Rabbit, not with Roger Rabbit, but with Bugs Bunny, he will still be one of the top main characters when it comes to Looney Tunes because, I mean, he's been around probably a little bit more longer than Disney, which I don't think so, but because when it comes to Disney pretty much has such great success and stuff like that, and I know some people would disagree with that, but it just seems for the Looney Tunes on the side, this stuff like that, they have their own gigs, they have their own stuff that they do. And basically that. But one thing I liked about the movie with the fraud, Who Framed Roger Rabbit, is putting Disney and Looney Tunes together. It's kind of like a peace treaty, basically going on, basically kind of movie and stuff like that. Because, like I said, you're not going to find another film like this. You really are not. One person wants to say this also too. I don't mind seeing another live action cartoon movie, but the problem is I have about it is basically that. How does the people in Hollywood just makes these movies, and it doesn't really fit the narrative of basically what the movie I just said about basically the Looney Tunes blowing up the earth kind of thing. I think that's just kind of silly. That's my opinion. I just don't see myself basically watching. I probably will check it out. I probably will. But I'm probably not going to like it because, like I said before, because it has a little nudity in the movie, because that's not the Looney Tunes I used to know. I know some people will criticize me basically about that, but I like to see it for myself, and just to judge it for myself. But I mean, even though I'm just not really basically just thinking I can expect such a perfect cartoon or anime or manga, whatever it is, or movies, or whatever it basically actually is. People are going to have their opinions. People are. Pretty much that's basically all they're going to do. So what is Who Framed Roger Rabbit? What's the movie all about? Well, it's all about this guy. He's pretty much the detective basically in this movie. He's pretty much the main male protagonist basically in this movie. And then you also have the main male protagonist, which is basically Roger Rabbit. Roger Rabbit is a comedy kind of cartoon kind of guy. He really actually is. He's just a white rabbit. He wears suspensors and stuff like that. Like red suspensors and stuff like that. And what they done to his character basically in this movie, which I actually love it, and I love the voice actor who played Roger Rabbit. I don't know who's the voice actor who played Roger Rabbit. I don't know if this guy's still even around and stuff like that. And to be honest with you, I don't know. I don't know if they really made any cartoons of Roger Rabbit back then. If they did or not, maybe I'm just not really seeing that or anything like that. And to be honest with you, I'm not really so sure who funded Roger Rabbit basically for this movie. Maybe the Looney Tunes did. Maybe the Looney Tunes own the rights of Roger Rabbit, or maybe Disney. I'm not so sure. Please clarify that for me in the comments down below, because I really would like to know about that. And yeah, and one thing I also want to say is just tell me about the movie I was telling you guys about, the new Looney Tunes movies. I'd love to hear what you guys have to say about that. But what did you guys say about that? Christopher Lloyd also played this movie also as well too. Basically, he turns out to be the villain, which basically he killed. What's his name? The detective guy, lost his brother. Said like a tune, killed his brother, just slammed him through with the piano or something like that, or something right on his head. And it's kind of unfortunate. It really is. It's sad just to see. This movie can get a little bit sad. It can be, but it's not really basically a really sad movie. But I love the themes, especially in this movie also too, especially the soundtrack. Sounds like it's kind of like a classic movie that you basically would see like a black and white, basically kind of like a film and stuff like that. And I understand a lot of people do love their films basically back then and stuff like that. I totally do understand that. But I think it's really enjoyable for me. I think it's really enjoyable for me to basically to watch it and just to see how good it really was, and just basically, and like I said, it's been a while. It's been a while since I've seen this movie, but I think I would definitely give this movie probably a 10 out of 10 because it's just rare. It really actually is. But like I said, I don't think they should not do a second film. If they ever do, like I said, I will be against it. But however, I probably would check it out because I'm really getting kind of curious about what they're actually going to do. But however, I don't know if there is going to be a second film. But like I said, I probably won't support it. I probably won't because the characters that played in this movie, it's going to be impossible for somebody to replace them basically in that movie. I just don't see them really actually doing it because it would be very, very impossible. And basically, what it basically feels to me is that if they ever do, they'll probably put CGI basically into the movie. Just doesn't look right. So I hope and pray that that doesn't really comes in any factor and stuff like that. And that's why I was saying, because with the Looney Tunes movie blowing up the earth, whatever you want to call it, that's why, because I'm against it. Because like I said, the main issues is the nudity. I don't think there's not really a lot, but I'm just saying, I just don't think it's just not right that for them to do stuff like that. It's just kind of ruined it for me. And so some people will probably get upset with me because I'm being a fanboy of Looney Tunes. Who cares? Doesn't really matter to me. But yeah, if you guys want to check out this movie out, Who Framed Roger Rabbit, I would definitely check it out. If you guys never seen it for the first time, it's a really good movie, and I think it really actually is. But yeah, anyways, that's it for this movie review. Tell me what you guys think. I'd love to hear what you guys, your opinions and stuff like that about what I talked about with the Looney Tunes new movie, and I'd love to hear what you guys have to say. So anyways, since I'm doing it, I'll see you guys there. Take care. Hope you guys have a wonderful day. Don't forget to subscribe. Please consider subscribing. Please subscribe. Yeah. Just give me a thumbs up. Doesn't matter to me. And leave me comments below. I love you guys. Take care. I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Take care. God bless. I love you guys. Please stay safe and remember to stay blessed. Love you guys. Take care. Bye.